Todd, just a couple. First of all, could I just ask generally about your approach to a practice after having 3 days off? What does a coach... Sorry, is it not working? Okay. So, yes, that's my question.
The first thing we have to do is get our engines running again. And we plan practice based on that. There's not a lot of standing around. There's not a lot of thinking. We want to keep the heart rate up. We actually want to tire them out a little bit so they remember what it feels like to play. This break wasn't that long. So we did some battle drills, we did game situation drills, and we actually tried to set a drill up so that it was shift length, getting them back to understanding what it was going to be like to play 40 or 45 seconds and having them defend when they're tired. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. There's never a right way or a wrong way to do it, and then a little bit of special teams, and that was it. So not a lot of practice time. The rest was valuable. We'll see where it takes us. And
my other one is, you've coached a lot of different teams in different leagues, and I'm hearing a lot of the guys praising the work ethic of their teammates this year, probably more genuine and more often than I've heard before. What does that mean to you as a coach, and what sense do you have of that from just being around the players?
Well, yeah, actually, that's a good point and a good answer by whoever answered that question, because when a group of individuals, whether it's the Oilers or a junior team or whoever it might be, when they decide to take the team over themselves, they don't wait for coaches, they don't wait for managers. They have their own boundaries, their own guidelines. They evaluate each other and they play for each other. You have a way better chance of winning. So if the work ethic and the commitment level is recognized from teammate to teammate, usually they're doing a pretty good job, because you'll never hear a player saying, hey, you know what, so-and-so is not working hard enough, but they'll recognize when they are. And that's usually a well-policed thing in the locker room. I'm glad that they're talking like that.
So a less experienced team might not have wanted to have had the break. You guys were hot. You win a couple, 2 really good road wins. But do you think because you've got a different dynamic with, a couple 28-year-old guys coming from different organizations, that maybe you're better equipped to handle that and be able to get back to the level that you need to get back to build on that success that you had going into the break?
Well, let's hope that we are. We're counting on that. I do feel like we have we're still a pretty young team, but we have a maturity to it, and in large part due to some of those players coming from other organizations and bringing that tool set with them. I've been on teams where, strong veteran teams too, where the break stops that momentum and it's hard to get your wheels going again. So it's important that we come up with a good effort tomorrow and that we get rolling here a little bit. These 4 games before our next break can't get lost. They can't get lost in the shuffle. We have to understand that these 8 points will be as important as any 8 points we play for all season. And, the tendency is to take your foot off the gas sometimes with one break, never mind another one coming up quickly.
I was going to ask about the momentum, but I'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
Oscar Klefbom has no penalty minutes in 50 games. Is that something he's doing right? Is it luck? How is that possible?
Checking with his legs. He's got tremendous legs, keeping his stick out of awkward situations, not getting beat clean in open ice where you maybe have to pull somebody down. So there are some positives in that. And, the penalty minute thing, we talked about it with Luch. It can be really over-evaluated in today's game. It used to be you open up the program. I remember playing, and the first thing you do is look for somebody at 200 or 250 minutes because you knew what their roles were. It doesn't happen that way anymore. It's, some of the most penalized teams in the league have individuals that are taking an exorbitant amount of hooking, holding, slashing, minors that are hurting their team. And we don't want guys in that situation. We want to check properly. We want to take the taxing part away from our penalty kill. Yet we can still be physical. We can play hard and play smart.
Todd, a little off the wall here, but what did you make of the coach's challenge in the All-Star game?
You know what? I have to apologize because I didn't see any of the All-Star event yesterday. I was in Denver watching my son play on the weekend, and I was on an airplane for all of it, and like most of the airlines, it was 2 hours late, so I didn't get to see anything. So I think it was Wayne that called it. Is that correct? And was he right or wrong on the call? Did he win the call or lose the call? He was correct. Well, then I guess it was a great thing.